Now don't scramble for the remote, you are watching the correct video. This is the rear extension build you are waiting for to see progress on. However, I'm currently on the scaffold of the bungalow build where we are putting the roof on and all the brickwork and everything that we film and show every Wednesday. However, last Wednesday we filmed a promotional video, and I say promotional, it was more for our own personal money raising for Birmingham's Children's Hospital, which we have decided to do via you donating us super thanks. All the money for super thanks, every single penny, gets sent straight to Birmingham Children's Hospital for the children at Christmas in the form of physical presents. We will be buying them and we'll be giving them out at the hospital. However, we will not be giving it to the children because none of us are emotionally stable enough to do that, especially me. There'll be tears and snot everywhere. And you can also win some lovely wallets, which I've got one here. This is my own personal one, which is from Ekster, which is like a wallet with cards and things you put in it. And there's also a nice metal one here that you can put cards in, and also Adam will discuss it, but in this one I have got a tracker for my wallet, believe it or not, and that one is the iPhone version. So click on the link in the description, go and have a look at Adam's video, he'll talk you all through it and get your chance to win an Ekster wallet and give to a very, very worthy cause. Right then, let's have a look at progress. I've put some of the gyp liner on there just to form my bit of a corner now to cover my pipes in. I haven't put a top and bottom track on it, simply being is this is going to be dabbed in and it'll secure that corner anyway, and it is only just to, like I say, just to pull off my pipes rather than dabbing it in. We thought we've got them, we might as well use it. So there we are. Craig has now finished, he's put all of his boxes on and tidied up all the electrics. This is all ready to go now for spotlights. He's done his plant lot there, for example. He's got all his things in place to sort out now, and that is good to go. Matt is putting 50mm in here. We're going to go all the way up to the top there now. Now we know what we're doing and we know what the plumber's doing, because he's coming through this hole, if you remember, and joined onto 1.5 inches. We've cut the 1.25 inches out. That's no longer required now. Matt has removed the 1.5 inches from behind there that goes into the bathroom. Again, that was all temporary to leave the upstairs bathroom up and running, but now it's stripped out, so it doesn't matter. We can now, that's the old concrete roof there, remember? So the idea behind this bit now is to run 50mm tight to this wall all the way down there to stop any cold bridging from the concrete slab from externally. You know, it could happen, it might not, but it could happen. So we're going to do that. So Matt's there, not that one, no, that's going in there, isn't it now?
Yeah,
put that inside the steel, so we close that off completely. But we're going to get this 50mm, which is what we've got here, and put that in there. And then the last job in this corner before we start looking at boarding, at the moment we can only board to here because the plumber's got to come back. We can put our cable through, which that one there is for the underfloor heating stat, which goes up and over to there in that corner next to the door. And then we can probably board up to here. I've got to get a blank on that 1.25 inches, so I'll fetch that before we do anything in that void. And then we're going to start boarding, aren't we, Matt?
Yes, we are.
We're going to start boarding something. Excellent. Let's do it.
Saturday night at the arcade, silver coins in my hand, ready to make some damage. Saturday night at the arcade, silver coins in his hand, ready to make some damage. He wakes up, he gets drunk, and he hides at this day.
Now I'm loving the fact that I'm in front on my footage, but sometimes I just completely lose where I am. So I'm going to guess now that the footage you've just seen is Matt finishing this. So that's all done. He's done all up there, look now. All up to the top, you can see, right up to the ceiling. And all we're going to do now is run with the foam all around the edges now to seal all that in properly. This has been left loose for now, just because the plumber's got to get in there, as I've already explained, so that can come back out once I fit the blank cap. And yes, but Matt's took all the pipes out the top now. They're all stripped out, and I've cut the 1/4 all the way down to there, and that's going to be capped, which I'll do tomorrow. You've also seen me fixing these posi joists to the wall plate. I've gone all the way around with some 120mm 12s or 120mm 6s they're called now. Basically a huge head, 120mm long, which is just under 5 inches. Huge head. Ain't talking about me because I haven't got a huge head. No. So I've gone all the way around, put one in at an angle all the way around. A little bit like I suppose the Americans do with their hurricane screw things. They screw into an angle. Anyway, but they've got a special machine for it. We don't need to do that, but this is just an extra fixing for me because I've already screwed from the top down. That's just another one with a big chunky screw. So there we are. We are now moving everything and prepping ourselves ready for boarding. Craig has done a plan. We're just going to come through here now and just blast through from here all the way across, and then these boards will diminish, and we'll just move this little bit of kit there over to this side and continue through here. We're going to all the way through with the white boards to here, and then we'll pink board from there over to that one there to encapsulate the steel. And then we'll be able to work from there this way, leaving whatever the cut might be out there for the plumber. So let's see how we get on then. So we've started full on, very dark morning. We stopped last night and cut some strips, as I think I'd already discussed with you. You can see up there, or you probably can't see, that diminishes from 14mm that end, no, 18mm. You see it on the wall, written on the wall, because we measured it all last night. And it's down to about 3mm, 4mm this end. But each one's different. That one there is about a 2mm, 600 long. I've had to plane some of it down because these joists are that bad. But you can probably tell why, because if you look at that, it looks like it's been cut down with a butter knife. I've obviously hacked it at some point for some reason, so they are all over the place. So we have dipped them and measured them as much as we can, put random pieces on where it's low or where there's been chunks taken out of it, and like from there to there, for example, it's flat across there and then it goes up there, so I've had to put a piece on to try. And what we're trying to achieve is that when we stand back here, from this perspective, which looking from the garden, it's going to be quite a big one when you're walking in here, because our posi joists are flat all the way across there, we've then obviously put our pink board onto the two last posi joists, and then we've gone into the existing kitchen and gone onto that first one. So what we've had to do, as you can see there, look, you can see that one there, and that diminishes all the way down to that one there, quite thin. And that is because this last floor joist there was way past, or nearly past the line in terms of bubble. So we've had to flatten it all off and put that one on first. Then we've just got the straight edge from there across, and then just dip it and put packaging to suit. Matthew has started putting the acoustic insulation in all the way tight to the ceiling, so we're not encapsulating the cables, because you don't want to do that. What we're going to do there, I don't know, because there's loads. So we're going to carry on doing that, fitting this lot here. I'm going to go outside now and fix the extractor, the 6-inch vent and pipe, which is in there. Get that foamed in so that can be put up and stay up. I've got the 1.25-inch cap for there, so that can go on as well. And then we can start boarding that ceiling. Last of the ceiling is complete, and just before we did that, we got that in up there. You can see it's all nice and tight insulation, so I'm really happy with that. Very pleased, that's how good that is. All I've got to do now is work out, now I've got that bit of plasterboard on there, which is something else I've done. Got all that on there, that reveal there, look. So I can measure from there now, and I know that I can get myself pretty much bang on centre now to cut the plasterboard out to drop that into. So we'll just take a little scallop out of that and drop it close to the wall. Probably in 25mm or something, so we don't cut it into the wall itself. And that's it. We have put the blank cap in the void there and put that insulation back in, even though it has got to come back out again when the plumber comes to do his tray. Still waiting on a date for that, but hopefully it will be sooner rather than later. We've left that bit of board out there just to allow him to get a bit more space. And what I've got to try and do now is produce a ladder frame about here to try and get a square. So get my laser out and get myself square and try and get myself parallel to the wall so it doesn't look out of square when the island goes in, which is about there. So I'll get a ladder frame in there now, build this out, push it to the wall, and then Matt can then plasterboard it across here and then return it round there when we get a chance to, and also plasterboard this. And Matt came up with a good idea yesterday that maybe we should go for this width here. So because we're doing a boxing, it might be best to try and tighten, because that margin there is almost similar to that one. So why don't we make this similar here? And that's a good idea. So that's what we're going to do. So I'll crack on with that whilst Matt, look at him, he is happy, isn't he? He's on the trail, isn't he? I don't think I need to explain what he's doing. He's putting bonding in the holes that Craig made. So that's what he's doing now. So I'll leave him carry on with that. I'll get this ladder frame made, and then we'll maybe stop for a bit of lunch or something. Who knows?
Floating, weightless, undersea, diving, conscious, like a dream. You and me. Little by little we're drowning down. Little by little the tide is rising. Little by little we're drowning.
A little bit more done, but I'm very conscious of just having loads and loads of time lapse and saying nothing because I was told off about it last video. So I need to say more, but I don't need to say more, but stop talking, talk more. Don't know what to do. Help me out, people, help me out. Matt's just troweling off now. As you may have seen previous videos, he likes to make them nice and smooth. We're not going to go into why now, but it's basically to stop the plaster sucking if you don't trowel them off. So we've set up our laser to get a nice square off this. It is quite parallel to the island here. We've then made sure we've got the brick that sticks out the most. We've got a good 5 to 10 mil dab behind it to get myself in shot. Come back. Get myself in shot. And then we can dab all this in lovely. I've drew my line on the floor there. As I've already talked about, the same dimension from there is the same dimension from there to there, plus a bit of plasterboard. Put a bit of square in there. So that line now that you can see there is ultimately timber, timber, like that. Bit of a ladder frame. That point there is where the level touched. When I levelled it in on the wall, there's a bit of a belly there and there's a bit of a belly at the top. So got my level, you would have seen, on the line then, levelled it up and measured to that, and that's the width of my boxing. And then where there's gaps, I'll put some packers in and then fix it through the packers. So now Matt has done that, we're going to stop for some lunch, and then what's the next plan, Matt? What are we doing next?
Next plan.
Going to do that up there?
We'll clear all that out of the way.
Have a good clean up now.
Have a good clean up. And then
Get rid of everything.
if there's any chance at all, be nice to set this first board on, so then we've got our run.
And I can measure from there. Now I've got my measurements. You probably saw me in the background running around with my tape measure. I'm trying to do a kitchen plan now, which I've started on here. So I'll get this all marked out and mapped out properly on a bit of paper, and then send it in an email to the kitchen company I use, Chase Bedrooms and Kitchens in Brown Hills. If you're after a kitchen and you're close, they're worth a shout. They really are. Very good. Use them for a long time. Never ever had a problem, ever. Oh, I've just jinxed myself now, you know. So I'll get this sent over to them, and even though the kitchen is going here like that and the island's going there, it's nice to get a full room plan. They can map it all out like you see on all the other kitchen design companies. They can map out like a proper room if you like, and put the doors in and make it look nice. Bit of colour on the walls makes it look nice and smart. So that's why I do a full plan. Plus this is exact measurements then, because we've got this recess. What we're going to do here is you're going to come across here and then step the cupboards out and start again there. So looking at it, the real walls there, that's going to come across there to there, step out, and then we'll start again here, which will look quite nice because the kitchen's going to be there. Sorry, the sink is going to be there, hence the water feed there, and the cooker's going to be there where that is. So we're going to work it out now exactly. Then we've got a board on. We can get our centre to make sure we're not going to cut the hole in the wrong place, and then we can cut that, put the board on, that's done, finished, and then we can just cut the hole out, like I said, pull the cable out, and it's done, ready to go to be attached when the cooker hood goes in place.
Caught behind Venetian blinds, out of reach for the city lights. This ain't where I belong. Hey, look at me, man, what I become. I've been running east, looking for a sunset, digging deep since '99. What I thought was gone was sitting in my pocket in plain sight all along. I think it's time for me to go, burn all bridges. All I know, I got lost along the way, fell between the foam, pulling stitches. Time to let go, so come what may. Don't look before you leave. What you give, you get to keep. So long, farewell, bye-bye. Let's have a toast for those lost old lives. And my crooked little heart that seems so rebellious is falling apart right now. I'm bleeding, an easy kill, gonna leave it all behind. I think it's time for me to go, burn all bridges. All I know, I got lost along the way, fell between the fold, pulling stitches. Time to let go, so come what may. Caught behind Elysian lines, out of reach for the city lights. This ain't where I belong. Look at me, mama, what I become.
All is quiet, no more knocking, banging and clattering. We have finished for the day. We've had a really good day today, really pleased with the progress today. And Matt is now well underway with his prep work for plastering, including getting a wall dad today, which we didn't think we were going to get done today, which is great.
I'm also no longer as wicked as a wasp.
Wicked as a wasp. You may have caught it on the time lapse. That he cut that board and it fell over and snapped in half, so he wasn't happy with that. Trying to pull the cable out of that. But anyway. So time lapsing, you would have caught me do the boxing. That's all fixed and levelled in. It's all plumb this way and all square and all levelled in. Lovely, that's good. Matt's polished off all this. You would have spotted Matt has went down and marked all the wall where his 1200s were, so he knows where these joints are to then put his dab on. You can see on the screen now when he's marked his boxes, he's used his rubber mallet, and then it forms an indent on the back of the board, runs his pencil round it, and then cuts it out. But you can also see that if you don't follow your marks and you cut to a random mark on the back of the board, this is also what happens. What Matt does anyway, and I don't know if you catch it on the time, we have showed you before, Matt does go all round his boxes anyway, albeit not on the cables. He goes around his boxes in full before he puts his back anyway, so if there's any gaps, you can just fill him in, it's not a problem. And the reason for that is, when the sparky comes on and uses gorilla strength to put his face plates on, it doesn't crack the plaster around here, which is what happens if you've not got full fill, especially this part. If you haven't got full fill all around your box. That has been left off there because that go into a pantry unit, so that doesn't need to be touched. All these are ready. You may have just about caught on the time lapse because it wasn't intentional. We forgot the time lapse was still going because it was catching Matt do that last board, and we just moved it out the way to clean up. And then remembered that we got to cut that in. So I marked from my now finished board here. I've marked my panel, 600 bin covered panel, and then 460, which is going to be centre of the space for the 900 standalone cooker. So I've given myself, you know, sort of 5mm that end, 5mm, so that should be fine. And then that is now centre of the space. So that's why I left that like that and waited till this point to do it, so we can measure it accurately. So I know now, fingers crossed, that when the cooker hood goes on, that will be inside it and not end up with that being there and the cooker hood being over here because it's centre cooker. Fingers crossed. I'm going to leave you now and in the capable hands of Matt, and he's going to time lapse all this for you. So that'll be left now again for his plumber to come down there. Hopefully, fingers crossed, he's coming end of the week, maybe even Monday. I am going to the bungalow job tomorrow where Adam's been doing all the brickwork, which hopefully you've been catching every Wednesday. And when I'm speaking now, I'm going tomorrow and I would have already been there 5 or 6 weeks ago. So hopefully you enjoyed that footage that I haven't even seen what I'm going to do yet. Hopefully, that should be all good for you. So I'll leave Matt here now, set his lights up, get himself prepped, and hopefully he has a good time of it. And hopefully the plumber comes and sorts all this out and we can get finished. We'll have a great time when he's not here. Oh, what did he say? Right then, leave you with Matt. And I'm going to go and do some carpentry and put a roof on.
Hey. Didn't mean those things, I'm sorry. Doesn't matter anyway. We've been here one time too many. Wonder what will happen next. We both know that this ship's going down. Let's get off and leave before we drown. There's nothing left for us to say. We'll see through. There's nothing left for us to say. 'Cause we'll see through. 'Cause we'll see through. We promised that nothing would break us, that we'd always find a way. When all was said and dust had settled, something didn't feel the same. We both know that this ship's going down. Let's get off and leave before we drown. There's nothing left for us to say. 'Cause we'll see through. Let's save ourselves the courtesies. 'Cause we'll see through. We both know how this thing goes. Should I leave or should you? There's nothing left for us to say. 'Cause we'll see through.
you would have already seen on the time lapse Matt completing all of this. So he's got his reveals done here. He hasn't done this wall as yet, but he did it in sets as he always does. So he's got these walls done, he's got the kitchen area done. The plumber has been and done his waste. So he's put that through the hole there, and he's through in there. So what Matt has done is added this 50mm acoustic into there, look. Got all that in place. And then what we're going to do is we're going to board this, board that, and then he can get himself set then to start skimming the ceiling. Because a roof light's been fitted today, we can then get this in place, get it mastic down, and we can start skimming. We're going to put beads around the top there as well, so it's a nice joint between the glass and the plasterwork. And then we can start skimming this in. That's excellent. The Matt and our Aussie fella Corby are upstairs doing a bit of a separate job to this job, if you like. They're taking the kitchen, taking the bathroom ceiling down, but that's a completely different entity to this. This is more to put spotlights in for the customer, to do with the bathroom fitter. So anyway, they're doing that whilst I'm doing this, just to try and get that sorted for them. And we'll await the arrival of the skylight. I've got to go now and take advantage of this lovely sunshine. And if you haven't spotted it already, some of you would have already spotted it, thought, why hasn't he done that? If you can see there, look, that joint between the new and the retaining wall there, I've got some mastic specifically for that joint there. I'm going to do all the way down that joint there to the floor, if I can get myself in there. Might not be the tidiest of jobs, but I want to seal that gap. And also, I'll go next door, get my wire brush, clean that corner, which is where this retaining wall meets next door's building, and mastic down that as well, to make sure there's no transfer of damp in behind that wall and stay in there and get frost damage and what have you. And I want to make sure that happens, because if you remember from very, very early on, when we did this, there was a lot of water damage on the inside of the conservatory where the downpipe wasn't going to the right place, and the water ingress was quite bad at the back of the retaining wall. So I want to make sure that doesn't happen to this new build.